Greetings all, it's Dr. Bankhead at the Struggle in Thinking Out Loud. And the topic of this video is sort of circles and loops and cycles. Yeah, there's something I came across regarding nature, and it said that nature doesn't create anything linear. Everything nature creates is in circles, and they have like the flower of life and the Fibonacci circles you can see in plants and in the circular uh, patterns in the structure of many plants and etc. etc. So with that in mind, that nature doesn't create anything linearly, so it is also with your life. Nothing in your life is actually linear. It's circular in nature, and you can either be spiraling up, spiraling down, or just continuing in the same loop. And the way that manifests itself is in a situation. You may have a certain experience that is memorable, but not memorable in a happy sort of sense. You understand what I mean? One that gives you these feelings. And if you don't cycle up, then you're either going to stay in a loop or you're going to cycle down. You know, when you're cycling down, you're depressed, you're in a rut, you're not moving anywhere. But when you're in a loop, it's like you're not cycling up, but you're not cycling down. It's just repeating the same lesson over and over again. The characters may change, but the basic story is the same. It's like a never ending story. You know, it's well, the one that's coming to my mind right now is abusive relationships. So you're in a relationship with someone and it's abusive. You know, it's mental, physical, emotional, sexual. It's abusive. Uh, and you finally wrest yourself of that situation. You finally free yourself from that situation. And you may take some time alone. You may limit your friend group or your relationship group or something of that nature. And then eventually you have recovered from the shock or the heartbreak, the disappointment of the prior relationship. You find yourself in a new relationship only to discover that the outside of the book looks different, but the inside of the book reads the same. And that's a loop. And you can either recognize that you're in a loop, or you can just continue blindly in a loop. Now, I mentioned in the past something about the subconscious mind being in control of about 90% of your choices and decisions. So if you never take the time to sit and look at the loops that you have been going through that are not bringing you the happiness and success that you would like to achieve, then you're going to have to sit with that. And I know many people say, I don't want to look at what happened in the past because it's not pleasant or it hurts. Well, I understand that it hurts. But it's in the understanding that when you revisit the situation, you acknowledge that it hurts, and you recognize how you freed yourself from the situation, and you recognize how you freed yourself from that situation, then you, instead of choosing to be the victim that suffered in the continuing loop, you could see yourself as the victor who escaped that loop. And when you begin to see yourself as a victor, you will no longer look at that story that you were telling yourself as being something that was horrible. Instead, you will see it as a step towards cycling up. It's a loop you will no longer have to repeat because you have ended that chapter of your story. This is Dr. Bankhead at The Struggle in Thinking Out Loud, and I'll see you in the next video.